Going on to you, Scorpio. So you have the Four of Swords, Seven of Swords, the Sun, the Queen of Cups, the World, Six of Swords, the Lovers, Empress, Hierophant, and last but not least, we have the Eight of Swords. So what I'm seeing here for you, Scorpios, is the Four of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Sun is about the level of self-doubt that a lot of you Scorpios once had. You're not dealing with that, right? That's put to sleep. You're over that. Trying to overthink things, trying to think that you can like turn people to be decent, change people. All of that, you trying to change people, is over with. You now know that when you interact with people and you do not see that these are great people already, decent people, and that they're on their way to become even better, then you're not gonna burden yourselves with this and try to use it as a way to oblige yourself, right? Or some sort of responsibility. You have to work on them, because this is how it is that you give back to the world. This is your good deed to the world, right? Son, you're able to understand that when and where to let those things go. And you understand that ultimately people have to want to do right, right? They have to want to do right by themselves. So I just see how a lot of you Scorpios have this entirely new mindset to you that will change the way that you date, the way you talk to people, the way you interact with people. And that if a person doesn't even have, once you realize that a person doesn't even have self-respect of their own to even interact with them, right? Then you realize that you're not going to, because they need to have self-respect in order for you to really hang out with them. The Queen of Cups in the World now represents, for you Scorpios, this is about how, but they're going to try to convince you, right, by obliging to your compassion. No, you Scorpios could really help them out in a particular situation. And what I mean by that is people who tend to be always down and out and there's no kind of opportunities. That's because those people are Calamity Joes or Calamity Janes. Those are individuals that just basically make it a point to be self-sabotaging. So of course, there's no way that you could really be you know what I mean? There's no way that you could really be in a particular situation with them, a relationship that really works. So don't feel bad at all for leaving these people alone. Just know what it is. Know that you trust in yourself, Scorpio, enough to know that there's nothing that you could do. People need to start respecting themselves. And the World now represents, so a lot of you Scorpios now know.
Okay.
All right, my love. Bye. You have your phone and keys?
Yes.
All right. Call me if anything. But the World now represents, so as a result, this is about how you Scorpios, you have a lot more self-respect now. So you're not going to be with those types of people who can't respect themselves, let alone somebody else. So the World is about a worldly panoramic view that you've been wasting your time in the past, and that you're not going to do that. You're not going to continue to make the same mistake anymore. The Six of Swords now represents, and this is about the type of people that you will meet, right? Because the Six of Swords is about people coming in as well as going out, right? Traveling, basically, in and out of your life, physical distances, right? But then you have the Lovers, which represents you and them, right? To reflect the World and the Six of Swords. Right? And the Lovers now is about how, so since that's the case, a lot of you Scorpios need to pay attention to those types of people, and just specifically pay attention to how they interact with you, right? Because in the future, you are going to meet some people who will try to appease to your compassion by making it seem like they're good people wanting an opportunity to change, and they're really not. They're really corrupted. So the next step for you Scorpios is to understand when a person is truly willing to change and get better, right? Maybe they may be in a down position where they're messed up, right? But also know when a person is lying about that and they don't actually mean to change. You have to know. And see, that's where the compromise is. That's the next step to a lot of you Scorpios, so that you're able to tell who's faking it and who's not. And then you have the Empress. The Empress represents, and how it is that you do that, honestly, when you're meeting people, when you're getting to know people, when you're starting to date them, is talk to them for a little bit, give them a little bit of an opportunity, and see what it is that they do with it. You know, that's one of the ways on how you can tell. So you hanging out with somebody, hang out with them for a little bit, right? Beware of the people who are already asking you for money. Beware of the people who, you know, try to take advantage of the situation by trying to do too much. They want to go to expensive restaurants, so they want you to spend money on them, right? Spend a little bit of money, but it's not about them. Spend a little bit of money hanging out with them and see how it is that they act. If they ghost, obviously it's a dub, because the person is a loser. The person can't even last very long. They go out on one date, and now all of a sudden it's like they tripping. And beware of any kind of seriously expensive places, because those people are pocket watching, because they're trying to figure out how much money you have overall. So that's a dub, going to expensive places. And pay attention to if a person wants you to go to an expensive place. Then you have the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords. So just pay attention overall, Scorpio, to what's going on, okay? And understand that when you're meeting people, right? I use that as some sort of an example, but that's a small example to a bigger level of understanding. What I'm trying to say is pay attention to the value of their character. How valuable is their character? They don't have to have all this amount of money in the world. They could even be on their way and taking the steps to actually do that and be quite serious, as long as their words as long as their actions are reflecting their words. So you can start to hang out with those people. Now, if a person, right, is ripping and running around, right, but trying to make themselves look busy, but in actuality, they all out here waiting on you or other people to pick up the check, do this, do that for them, then obviously you're supposed to know. So you have to be able to know which one is which. The Hierophant, sorry about that. The Hierophant and the Eight of Swords now represents how you need to pay attention to what it is that your gut tells you. You'll know the differences between when someone really wants to date and when someone doesn't. You're a water sign, you're Scorpios, you're usually right about people and judging their character, but you need to hone it. You need to become more able to rely on your own skills. So you have to train that skill of yours to be able to better detect who's real and who's not, okay? And this is one of the ways on how you do that, is to really slow down as you're getting to know them, because as you're getting to know them, it should not be, you know them for 2-3 weeks, and then all of a sudden you know them a whole lot, and this, that, and a third, and now you trust them with your whole bank account, your bank check, all this other type of stuff. No. Getting to know somebody is a lifelong discovery. You understand what I'm trying to say? So let's clarify the Hierophant. Let's clarify the Hierophant. Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, which you already have. The Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Hanged Man, there we go, and the Queen of Wands, to clarify the Hierophant. The Four of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, pay attention to the things that they can do for themselves. So if they are expecting you to do everything, to do the heavy lifting, that's a dub. The Hanged Man and the Queen of Wands is about, and watch how it is that they put everything onto you. Like I said, if they expect you to do everything, 10 chances to 1, you shouldn't be trusting them.